It's chainsaw day at the mountain garden, and this is our latest addition to the chainsaw family that we have. When you live in the forest, you just sort of end up owning a lot of chainsaws, and this is our 5th chainsaw. This one is a pole saw, and it's the first pole chainsaw that we've ever purchased. This particular one is a Husqvarna 327 PT5S, which means that it has an extending boom on it. So you can see we have about 8 feet or so of saw right there, and then you can unscrew it, and then you can extend it out to about 14 feet or so. You can obviously check the specification on Husqvarna's website, but either way you can make your pole chainsaw really long, as you can see right there. One thing that I did notice when we purchased this particular chainsaw, and this is just the extending one from Husqvarna, is that the power head up here does use a quarter inch chainsaw chain. And quarter-inch chains are a little bit hard to find. Most of the chains out there are 3/8 inch, and a quarter-inch is more of a professional type saw for small chainsaws. So they are a little bit harder to find and a little bit more expensive as a result. This chain is about $22 to $23 online versus the 3/8 inch version on the Husqvarna non-extending pole saw, which is around $15 a chain or so. You can get a new bar and then replace the chain with a 3/8 inch chain if you so desire. That may be something you might want to do if you're worried about kickback, because quarter-inch chains, there's no such thing as a low kickback quarter-inch chain from Oregon that I've found so far. So if you know of a low kickback quarter-inch chain, then go ahead and let me know, but so far Oregon tells me that they don't exist. Because this is a bar chainsaw, the power head end looks more like a weed whacker than a typical chainsaw, because the engine is situated this way because it has to spin the pole around. It's actually a little drive pole on the inside that actually spins around, and then this power head has a gear arrangement in it that turns it into motion in this direction in order to actually power the chainsaw head. So that means the chainsaw oiler, chain oiler, is right over here on the power head, not down here by the engine. It also means the engine just looks a little bit different than most chainsaws. Even though we're in California and CARB controls most small engines, chainsaws and pole chainsaws are included in that, are not required to have 4-stroke engines like you may find certain weed eaters, etc. to have. So we still have a green gas cap, which means this does require gasoline and 2-stroke oil. Let's taking a closer look at the saw. We have our pull cord to start over here, our gas cap, as I said earlier. If we rotate the engine around, this is where you'll find the choke for the engine right there. Take off this cover, this is where you'll find the air cleaner. It's a relatively convenient location, very easy to replace like most Husqvarna products. Husqvarna tends to be very oriented towards more professional type tools. This is very much like what you'll find in Stihl chainsaws. They have a definite professional bent as well to their particular chainsaw lines. This right here is a hook, these two right here on the handle, and that's why I'm wearing this really sexy harness right here, is because this is how you deal with the strain of having a pole chainsaw that's pretty heavy, is you loop these things around this really, I don't know, Wonder Woman kind of belt that I'm wearing right here, and the chainsaw rests on this belt arrangement, and you can actually shorten the line right there with that little claw, and then you can, chainsaw away. You can pull on this thing, and you can pull out more line if you need to. I'm not sure how you're supposed to do that as one person. I'm sure that some professional will tell me that I'm doing it all wrong. But that's pretty much how that works. And then you can adjust how far out this part is right here with that knob, so you can extend that further out, as you can see, and that's further away from this other handle. Let's fill her up and take her for a spin. Again, this is 2-stroke oil and gasoline mixture. Oiler adjustment is done right here on the power head. You just insert your scrunch, which comes with the chainsaw, and you turn it that way for more oil, that way for less oil. We're just going to use maximum oil just to be safe. Now it's time to add the chainsaw oil. We generally use Husqvarna chainsaw oil, which is a natural oil, but we're out of it, so we're just using regular old Echo oil. Sorry for all of our to all of our environmentalist friends. Okay, now we get to find out how well I can follow starting instructions. This is to press the primer bulb 6 to 10 times. That's located right back here. So 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, because more is always better. Move blue engine choke lever down to choke position, of course, obviously choke, and the engine start-stop switch is in the not stopped position. Let's see here. Hold unit on ground, firmly grip starter handle, and pull quickly. This is at the point where I will mention that you should always follow all the safety instructions that you get with your power equipment. Never operate them like we operate them on this channel, which would mean that you probably should be using ear protection, eye protection, head protection, all the kinds of things that I'm not wearing at the moment. And yeah, I know, but I don't want to start it on the ground. There we go. So now it's started. We turn the choke off, obviously, and we grab the handle. So there we have a chainsaw. Now we just need to go find something to chainsaw. Now, even though this chainsaw doesn't look like every other chainsaw out there, you still follow the same basic cutting procedures when you're cutting branches. So you always want to undercut on the bottom as much as possible and then cut down from the top, because that will minimize damage to the tree. So we're going to first undercut right here close to the tree. And then we're going to cut down from the top. I think I might have the chain on backwards. Okay, let's try that again, this time with the chain on properly. So we're gonna undercut right. Chain's on too tight, because this one doesn't have a chain brake. Third time's the charm. And there you have it, pole chainsaw. One thing to keep in mind when using something like this is it's an awful lot less powerful than your average chainsaw. Again, it has a 12-inch bar, so that should really tell you something about how much power is right behind this chainsaw. So if you need to do any serious limbing up there in the tree, you're still going to need to pull a ladder out and get out your 18 or 24-inch bar saw, which are definitely two saws that we use an awful lot out here in the forest. But for small limbs like this definitely works.